pass it under while we're protecting ourselves from the COVID. We'll still pass the joint.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to say, welcome to the King-Abrams show. However, my lungs were
clouded
with cannabis smoke.
Yes.
Hello, welcome everyone to the King-Abrams show, where myself, Samantha Abrams, and Dr. Brian King talk about sex, comedy, and science. However, Dr. Brian King has had a type of minor emergency, shall we say, and it will not be joining us tonight. So we are what you call winging it. We just a bunch of fools with no scientific expertise whatsoever, about to go in for about 40 minutes.
I like to think I have some expertise when it comes to these matters.
Marc Howard, everybody, comedian, veteran comedian. This guy, you've been doing comedy for like 75 years.
Wow. That means old ass comedian.
No, you're like in the 30-year game.
30 years, yeah. It's 31 years now. It's been 1990, first time I ever went on stage to do stand up. It's been a blessing. I love it. It's better than sex to me. And I love
comedy
sex.
is better than sex?
Yes.
That sounds like an inhibition, perhaps.
No, that's just how gratifying it is for me.
So how does it feel? How does it feel when you are about to get on stage and you know the room is crowded full of people? You got like 400. What's the largest audience you've ever performed in front of?
2,000.
2,000 people. Super hyped off the previous comedian. You're about to go on. They're doing your intro.
Right.
Are there nerves?
Oh, it should always be nerves. I tell people early in the game I wasn't nervous once.
Yeah.
One of the worst sets I ever had. Just performance wise, my shit just would not go over. It was like I was working in a club doing open mic, and every week I was hitting, and I just got cocky about it. And it seems like somebody just told everybody, "Don't laugh at this dude." And I mean, I'm telling the same jokes, everything.
Right.
What I felt like was a good energy, but I wasn't there. So from that point on, I realized I gotta respect the game, stay humble. And, nerves is okay, just as long as you're not scared.
Yeah.
I'm nervous before sex, as long as I'm not scared.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah, man.
Of course, the segue, sexual segue. So, usually, let's try to make a comparison here. When I'm about to go on stage, there's always the nervousness sort of leading up to the date. Like, oh, I got a show tomorrow night or a show tonight. And then I get there. And you put your game face on, nerves. I get the yawns. I don't know. Everybody has. I get start yawning. Somebody told me that they also got the yawns. They started yawning before. Rains told me, and then he said he also got a case of the shits before he got on stage.
I don't have that. I'll have to pee a lot.
Is that right? Everybody has their,
Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna drink a lot of water and stuff like that. Because some of the nerves, my mouth will feel dry, so I'm just trying to give myself water. So that sends me to the bathroom probably a little bit more. Then when I'm on stage, I'm fine.
And so the comparison is between going on stage. You said that going on stage and performing in front of an audience and killing it is better than sex. And so
yes.
Before I go on stage, I get nervous. And then as soon as I hear my intro, as soon as I know that it's inevitable, I'm about to go up on that stage and do what I got to do. Just turning back. Then the adrenaline kicks in, and it's just all exciting.
Right. And then that natural comes through.
So is that the same for sex? Let's pick it apart.
I mean,
let's pick it apart. So I know I'm on the way. I'm driving. I'm on the way. I know I'm gonna get some dick.
Right.
I'm excited. Maybe a little butterflies if I really am into the guy, of course.
Right.
And then leading up to, and then once you start,
right,
that's the intro. Coming to the stage.
When they start the romantic part of it, the kissing, the touching, and everything like that.
No turning back.
So yeah, it's
and that feeling doesn't compare to.
I mean, it's a different form of getting ecstasy from it,
right.
But it's like as far as the gratification. That's what I guess I'll say.
Okay.
On stage, the gratification of being able to get a bunch of people that you have no idea, aren't in contact with, sometimes can't really even see and get how much they're enjoying you is something more gratifying and even more so out of sex. I use that. Now, the gratification of having sex with someone, you can have sex with someone you don't like.
You can perform comedy in front of people that you don't.
Right. But again, you're getting closer and intimate and stuff like that. But you do it that way. But I think the thing is that you just get that feeling of accomplishment, of satisfying something.
Right.
For me, I like to make sure the woman I'm with, if I care for her, that I want her to be able to get her climax.
And at the end of the day, like when the audience is cracking up, laughing, and rolling out of their seats, you know that they're satisfied. But when you're having sex with a woman, you're guessing. Yeah, she could be.
I ain't guessing. I don't give a shit. If you fake it with me, then that's your loss.
Faking orgasm.
If you faking orgasm, if you faking gratification, hey, I'll ask you, hey, is this good? Be honest with me. Let me know if I'm pleasing you enough. You know what I'm saying? If I'm pleasing you, what do you want me to do? I'll let you know if I do that. I don't do the extra nigga. No.
What? No extra niggas.
No extra niggas. It's a one penis per fantasy. That's Dave Chappelle's
thing. Right. I've heard that before. I get it.
Right. But no, it's a more closer, intimate situation. It's great. Trust me, it's great. The people, when I say I like it better than sex, it's better than sex. I'm like, the gratification is, but it don't like sex. I love sex. So right. It tells you how much more I enjoy gratifying a crowd. So.
Yeah, that's just you.
Plus, do a good job on stage. You may get rewarded with some sex.
It's all in one. The 2-for-1.
I ain't never had good sex and have a good show because no, it's the other way around. So
I certainly hope. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Again, this is your second time on the show. This is your first time in studio.
Yes.
So this is certainly a different energy, and we're winging it today. We for a few minutes, and again, Dr. Brian, who's normally on the show, which is why we call this the King-Abrams.
Right.
Dr. Brian King and I usually pick apart some kind of sexual article or clinical study and topic, and then also usually I spend a little bit of time prior to the show to promote and prepare, and really I wouldn't say I've been a slacker this week. I've just been extremely busy this week.
Okay. I mean, we can say you've been slacking. You don't have to say it.
It's okay. Motherfuckers be slacking. Right? I don't feel bad. Okay. No, I was really busy this week. But so I didn't get a chance to really prepare. So what we're talking about today are sexual inhibitions. And for those,
that's an interesting topic.
Yeah. So inhibitions, for those that don't know, meaning, when you have hang-ups, when you have sexual barriers, right? And I want to bring our producer on. Are you ready, Samson? I'm wearing many hats.
I believe so, yes.
What a name, Samson. We're talking sex here.
You guys, introducing the producer of King-Abrams show, Samson Crouppen, everybody. Yeah, this is my guy, by the way. My guy.
You got all this fun stuff. I got some of the stuff at my house. I haven't used it. Like, I have not used that wand right there yet.
This is kind of a steady cam.
Yeah, the steady cam. I have one of those, and I'm like, I haven't pulled it out yet. I need to.
That she said.
That I haven't pulled it out yet, or I need to pull it out.
Both. You slacking it.
Pull out, nigga. Pull it out.
You have babies, speaking of.
I don't have babies. I grandbabies.
Oh my God. Wait, your daughters? We have daughters at the same age.
One daughter, she's 14. She'll be 15 in November.
Yes, I have a 14-year-old, and I already talked previously. They're like the same kids, super shy. Quiet. Are you happy that she's shy?
No, I don't trust her.
Wait. Wait a minute. You don't trust her?
Still water run deep, man.
You gotta control that. You know why? You don't trust her? Because she's a teenager, and by default, you're not supposed to trust her. That's not fair to her. We don't walk around.
That ain't fair.
Listen, I walk the room, right? and as soon as I walk in the room, my daughters are on their devices, right? One is 11, one is 14. And the first thing I hear is tap, tap, tap. Right. I'm like, they're closing down, in my mind, they're closing down the pornography that they're watching.
Right. All of a sudden, it's a finger.
What are you clicking? I'm asking. It's not fair for me to go, hey, why are you clicking every time I walk in the room?
Why not?
It's not okay.
Shit.
Because if they're not doing anything, then you're an asshole.
I'll be that asshole to be sure that my kids are not doing something wrong.
But you can't control that, not really.
You're right. You can't. I cannot do that. And you know, it's funny. Teenage assholes. I'm like, they come in different. That's pretty much the.
I walk home from work. I go, where your boyfriend is hiding? Come out. It's terrible.
Right. And you're trying to be funny and cute and laugh. They just like, Mom's such an asshole. You know that and they're like that. I got a 23-year-old, and he's getting ready to drive away to school, and I thought I was going with him. I thought I was going with him. You want to go, huh? I was like,
they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I want to go, motherfucker.
They make you butt hurt, boy.
Oh my God. So
they don't care.
But he wants to do his thing. It's fine. I mean, I drove to school by myself. He's taking a friend, a lady who says just friends, but you know, was.
So here's the thing we don't want to do. We don't want to program school inhibition into our children.
No.
Is that something to think about as parents? Not really.
You have to be conscious that if we're thinking sexual inhibition, we don't want them to be kept from things and then they're not prepared for the world. You know, we want to protect them, but one of the best things you can protect them is to allow them to grow into the world and prepare them for it, and they're gonna have to experience their own failures. I don't want any catastrophic failures.
Yeah.
I mean, my oldest daughter is 31, so she's been through a failure. You know, 2 children there. Another guy who she's with now with another child.
That's the same unsuccessful marriage. Failed marriage sounds like dooming, you know?
I mean, what's the difference between other than the spelling? But I got you. Marriage that did not last.
Yeah.
And
sometimes we don't choose right. It's not gonna work.
That's true. That's true. I understand. And so I got to let her make those mistakes. We were having a serious conversation about some things, and she was telling me about even with her current boyfriend and the way she wants to try to structure the relationship. I'm like, huh? Like, I just wanted him to go over there, and if I, you know, since you ain't paying all the bills, and I can have another friend that's paying the bills.
So that's just very untraditional.
Yeah, I'm like, huh?
It's very millennial. Is that can we say that's very millennials?
I know, but I don't want my baby talking that shit like that. I want my baby to be Ken Brady.
Oh my God, not Meg Stallion.
Exactly. But
so wow, and she's 31.
She's 31. Yes, she's that's beautiful. She's a person. She just she's one of the millennials, and
right.
They talk it, but they really ain't about it.
Untraditionalism. They want to get married. They want the same 4 things that we want.
I think they want to be different just to say they're just for the simple fact that if I says, hey, look, the way the success is going right, that they'll go left just because. Yeah. You can say, hey, you go left, instant failure.
Yeah.
And they'll go left just to prove I'm going anyway. All right. And then don't want to hear say, fuck, I tell you. They don't want to hear it.
And you know, the thing is here, I think there's something they give you attitude like they don't want to hear it, but I think they start to listen to you later. Like as a parent, you give them gems. Mm-hmm. You've been on this planet longer. You know better. They believe you. And then they don't listen to you ass until they 25, 30, 10 years after you go the shit.
Right. But I mean, I don't want to be as regressive about the things, you know, in life, sexual. They should be open. They got to manage their own lives.
Yeah.
If they have their own urges, I can't, you know.
This is a tricky thing as a parent.
It's tricky.
The bottom line is when they do begin to have urges, not the first person they're coming running to about it.
No.
Yeah, they hide it from us.
Yeah, but I'd like to make sure they feel like if they talk to me about it, I'm not going to make them feel uncomfortable about it. But they probably may feel a little bit. I know my son is probably more like that. My daughter just She won't even talk to me much. I was like, go clothes shopping, and she's still unenthused. I'm like, well, girl is not enthusiastic about shopping.
Yeah, my daughter's this way. She's kind of a tomboy. Maybe maybe it's some kind of genetic weird thing.
It's like, you don't want clothes? I haven't thought about it.
They don't care. They don't know they don't know who they are. Do you have sexual inhibition? Have you ever had them?
I mean, I'm inhibited by, I would say the main thing I don't do, I don't do anything in my anal. I don't do anything anal.
I got anal inhibitions.
Yeah, I got anal inhibitions.
What about you, Samson? Do you feel like you're in any way, even sexually inhibited? And you're married. How long have you been married?
I've been married for 15 years now.
And do you feel like you or your wife?
Do I feel like I will?
This is a yes or no. So do you or your wife still hold on to any sexual inhibitions?
I mean, I don't know. You never get anal like once a year.
I can't stand you.
Really
Liz is gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, where she like really loses all her judgment one night, and I'm like, are you sure about this?
So
Wow.
So that night you guys are uninhibited.
Yeah, I would say we're pretty uninhibited.
Right.
I mean, but it ain't like she's, some millennial stripper or something like that. I mean, I think the girls of today, like Liz and I started dating when grunge and Pearl Jam was big. So the women didn't shave, and they all had, dressed in big flannels and blue jeans and shit. So like the girls now, they got thongs. They're way more sexual now.
Yeah.
So I feel like girls, they all made out with another girl. Right?
I have.
Liz never did that. I've been trying to crack her.
She never told you that.
Crack her code.
Her lesbian code.
You want her to make out with some chicks?
For you? I'm not like, oh please, but it would have been nice along the way.
This is so cool.
I kissed a girl.
I barely ever talked
it.
to her. She looks like she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, she does. She's a very confident woman.
Yeah.
You get her drunk and wind her up, which is pretty fun.
Right.
Ah.
I've seen a little bit of that.
But I like the old saying that Jack said, "No spice more confidence is sexy."
Yeah.
So if you have that self-confidence, whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're not into this, if you're good and confident in what you are doing, you get something out of it.
Have you guys ever had sex with a woman who you felt like was like so goddamn timid or frigid or totally inhibited?
Yeah.
And then how was that like a memorable moment? Like, talk about it.
I was with someone recently, and I said she had more inhibitions than I had.
What happened?
I mean, we broke up eventually.
You were like, fuck you, bitch.
We didn't break up because of that. I was like, she's nice when I'm older, so I'm kind of like, I've done a lot of stuff, so I can be patient with it. Maybe over time things will get looser out of it, but
it was a complication for you.
Yeah,
it was annoying.
I won't say annoying, but I was like, I was strategizing how I was going to get to break certain inhibitions. That
how did you do that?
It never broke up.
What were you thinking about doing though?
I just thought
time.
I thought time and a little wine and ecstasy would,
a little drugs.
A little bit of the Bill Cosby method.
God damn.
Papa Quaalude in the drink.
Oh shit. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a hard thing to break inhibition. I've never personally been inhibited because I started young and I have a whole history of dysfunction and so forth. And fortunately for me, I was able to get the counseling that I needed.
Okay. So is there anything that you've done that you realize now I got inhibitions about?
I literally have no inhibitions. Sexually, no inhibitions. I mean, I feel like, if you're especially even in the Bible, I like to quote scripture every now and then, even though I'm not highly sort of spiritual in the biblical, I'm not used to be Christian, fully school Christian or Sunday school teacher and so forth. But
they all start that way, but go.
Yeah. That's where the good ones come from. Right. But I started young. I hate to say victim of child molestation. It's so, but I started young, and then I had a lot of sort of sexual addictions, and in terms of just sort of self-image, but I've never been inhibited because I feel like I started so young, and I've always been open, because by the time when you're in your teens, you're just starting to explore. I'd already done all of that shit. Right. So never been inhibited. For me, it was always trying. The challenge is frustration. The annoying part is trying to find someone, especially as an adult, who could be my match. Because a woman like me, I understand I'm confident, and I'm certainly not inhibited in bed, and it can scare me. It can scare them.
I say it scares punk ass men. I mean, I like a woman that knows what she wants.
Yeah.
And I like a woman that come get it from me. And man, it's like, that's what she want to do. Let's go. Because
I'm gonna let Marc talk, and I'm gonna go turn the echo off and be right back.
I want that energy from a woman that at least is showing that desire to have sex. You know what I'm saying? They want to have it. So I don't want to feel like, okay, I'm the one initiating, like, you always got to be the one pleasing me because I want it. I'm like, if you feeling horny and you want to get down, come on.
How frustrated is it to be in bed and with someone? I mean, you're just the two of you. You both have agreed to be there and be naked and do sexy stuff together with your bodies. So, if I do something, and either there have been cases where I would start a process, and then the guy would be nervous about what I was about to do, not knowing what I was going to do. And then there would be instances where I would do something and they would say, hey, I'm not okay with that. And listen, if you're not okay with it, that's fine. I'll do something else. Don't be offended.
Right. Get trippy.
Right. Nah. And if you don't know what I'm about to do, what you about to do, girl? I'll tell you.
Right.
And if you're not okay with it, that's fine too.
Stop being old
don't
bitch.
Be offended.
Don't be no bitch about it.
Right.
Just be
that girl crazy.
Hey,
no, I'm not crazy.
Right. He's like, hey, I'm like, I'm not. I don't do that. That's beyond me. But And that's the
but you said no anal play, right? Marc says no anal play. So if you were in bed with a chick who was like super hot, you're into each other big time, it's new and then exciting, she's really skilled, all of a sudden she goes and like put tongue on it.
Tongue is okay.
Like, bitch!
Tongue is okay. I want nothing firm.
So that's not very inhibited.
That's not very inhibited. But fingers or any kind of
having preferences is not inhibition.
Right. Tongue I can manage. You're not doing too much there.
Right. Okay.
Ooh. It's really wet. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
It's really wet though. A tongue is like.
Well, so is a bidet.
I've got a bidet. I don't even bother with it. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think.
Don't be offended. Like, don't be like, it's a strange thing, that dynamic when you're in bed, and like how frustrating. Like, that's been my,
right.
I mean, is just like, don't be like I'm crazy just because I know what I like.
Man, look, I'll say this much. If you know what you like, first and foremost, in order for you to do it with somebody, you got to be turned on by them.
Yeah.
And if you're coming on me, that means you're turned on by me. Right. And I kind of like that. I don't know what guy doesn't.
Yeah.
And so even if we play a role where I'm the one initiating, maybe being a little domineering, it's fine. But I don't understand where there would not be a point where a woman is like, I'm horny, I want some.
Yeah.
And they can get something from you that you giving them a bunch of bullshit. It's like, dude.
Well, I think here's the thing. Let's just be a bit more specific, because I think that if I were to look at the common denominator, just in my own personal experiences, I'm a woman sexually that can be either submissive or dominant.
Right.
And I think that when I feel like men have been offended, right, whatever set of reasons, It was more of a power. I think the basic issue was a power struggle. It was sort of like, okay,
it is.
I want to be dominant, right? It was when I was trying to be dominant.
Right.
And so as a man, masculine man, I've known you for, we were just talking 20 plus years. If a woman is confident, you're turned on by her, she's turned on by you, and she wants to take the lead in it, what does it do? Does that do something? Even though you know how to react appropriately, does that do something to a man?
To his what?
To his core. Does that do something to his confidence? Or, what does that feel like to you?
I mean, to me, if I can go in the way she wants to, basically, she wants to fuck the shit out of me.
Right. Like, she's like, don't you move. Right. Right.
Victory.
And that doesn't hurt your pride or in any way.
I like that. I don't, because you're busy going, do you like this? Did you want me to do this? Are you thinking about it? What that shit?
Yeah.
I want you to want me. I think it's, I mean, it's like the old song, loving somebody is better when somebody loves you back. So you can add that sexually. Second, somebody is beautiful when somebody sex you back.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that it should be mutual. And if it's mutual, then you're enjoying it together. Because look, I don't fuck. I've had it twice in my life that's happened where you have a simultaneous combustion.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yes. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Simultaneous orgasm. That's
simultaneous orgasm.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Because you're right there,
and you're in sync with each other
at the same time and in sync, right?
And every man wants the woman to say, "That's never happened before."
Yeah. Right. And I think that's the goal. I think simultaneous orgasm. That's great if you're lucky, but I think the goal is to just be in sync. And so when we talk about
it's got to be mutual. It's got to be mutual.
It's got to be mutual, right? Yeah. When we talk about inhibitions, that's an unthinking, right? That's where you're on two different pages clearly.
Well, that's because you're not communicating.
Right.
Now you have to be able to communicate with each other.
It's an easy problem to solve.
Right. If somebody's so inhibited they can't even talk about it.
Right. Now that's a hard problem to solve.
That's a problem. Right. You need two people that are sexually inhibited together.
In marriage, I feel like it's so funny because after the marriage ended, and I involved.
I want to know who blew it with you. Go ahead.
Well, got involved with the guy, fell in love with another man, and we were not inhibited, either of us at all.
Right.
And so we had a very good, sort of deep connection. This is the guy that broke my heart, and I had to write a book about. Not him, but brain science.
Brain science. Okay.
So,
did you send him a copy?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I doubt he's read it. But whatever.
Wait till you get famous. They went, you talk about me, nigga.
Wait, if he gets famous?
No, when you get famous, you talk about me,
right, that's gonna be that's kind of sad shit. Yeah.
He go to the talk shows.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, he's well known already.
Right, I got you. I got you.
But so we didn't have any inhibitions at all. Oh, I was gonna say there was something and we were talking one night, and he essentially, we got to him saying to me about my ex-husband, he didn't know what he had. And here's what he meant by that, because in my marriage, I feel like if we had communicated, we could have certainly come together on a more sort of mutual, uninhibited sexual level. But he, because I'm very open, and it was very difficult for him, I think most men, to share their sort of deepest fantasies, some of those the real nasty ones. I'm talking about that shit that pops up like a few seconds before you about to nut, like that wild shit, right? That you and some of it you take too great, but some of it you ought to be able to share with the person that you're being physical with, because who knows, maybe you could try some of it, like that's the goal, like sexual fulfillment. Oh, we were talking about Bible stuff early, and the quote that I forgot to mention was I think in Hebrew, where it says the marriage bed remains undefiled. Okay. So, once you're married, right, in the sacrament of marriage, and whatever you do in there is okay. And there's this sort of stigma attached. I feel like society attaches this stigma that says that if you eat ass, or like if the guy likes anal play, or whatever, if you like people in the room with you, and somehow you're a freak. And I feel like a lot of inhibitions that people do suffer, and it's a suffering. It's a suffering because my marriage was ripe with all kinds of related issues.
Right.
And I was explaining to this new guy, the guy was inspired to write a book by what was it, what we're doing, and he said he didn't know what he had, did he? I go, no, he didn't. And he's remarried, and I hope that he's figured that piece out. Jesus.
I mean, sometimes some people don't. They're too busy caught up on making it about the other person. They were wrong because some people
I don't understand. She won't be open. He won't be open to this.
Or
I can't bring it up because
right. They're gonna make the other person's fault.
Right.
I mean, I was married twice. My sexually wise, she definitely was open. We definitely had it like that sexually. But she's too insecure, and she's always sure that she did everything right. And
bed.
Everything.
Okay.
But I ain't had no complaints in bed, so
Sure.
she had that part. But I always say sometimes that eventually the sex part, I gotta like you to have sex with you.
Have fun sex.
Yeah. To have sex with you. If I stop liking you,
yeah.
I mean, both my ex-wives will tell you I stopped.
Right. Right.
My second wife used to yell when she's mad about something. She mad at me the first thing, and you won't even fuck me. I told her, look, I fucked her head about that. Well, take it personal.
Oh my goodness.
And she's like, it's pretty stupid. Well, what do you mean? You know what the fuck I mean. Take it personal.
Right. So maybe you have inhibitions based on the fact that two motherfuckers just don't really get along.
That's gonna inhibit you if you're not feeling that. Plus, also, I ain't gonna lie, I knew that part drove her.
What part?
The sexual part.
Right.
Because here's the thing I know.
Define. What do you mean?
Here's the thing I know about women. I'm gonna say this. I know this triple women. It's a misnomer and this is where, if it ties into men and women all together, this is one thing I know. Misnomer that we think because men is always chasing sex, that we want sex all the time. And we think that when we have to chase, that we have a demure woman.
Okay.
And it's the other fucking way around. Women find a man they love, you want to have it all the goddamn time. Men
just want to know that it's available.
We like new pussy. I'm not gonna lie.
That's it. That's the thing.
Right. And it's not that we don't like you.
No, I get it.
It's
women don't.
Once we've conquered,
right. That's there.
It's not the same anymore.
Right.
For a lot of guys. Unless she's like a superhead and like. No, I mean that doesn't matter. Men will be easier to say I can have sex with her and kick her to the curb,
right?
And feel like, and that's not every man is like that.
Sure.
But there's that ego that feels like I got this work.
Like, well, she's the one chick in the bag.
Right. Because if we have that one,
you don't have to work.
We have that one
she
woman
loves
we love.
me. She's not going anywhere. I can hit that when I want.
That's the.
But I'm gonna go chase this pussy because that's what men.
Right. I mean,
it's logical. I have to say it, ladies.
I tell you, studies have shown. You can look this up. Studies have shown that more committed a relationship is in, he's less stressed. More committed a woman is in, she's more stressed.
Well, it's a whole job. You got to take care of a whole guy and make sure.
Whole guy.
So, yeah, you can make sure. I mean, in some cases, it's ironed and he's fed and emotionally intact. It's a whole job.
But the thing is that I feel like you got to already have something at the table. Your emotions, your self-confidence in order to live that up, or somebody else to try to do all that for you.
But let's talk about this though. What's with men marrying the woman, having the wife who is totally sexually inhibited, and then going out and chasing freaks? Like, what the fuck? Why and then plus component of she's too wild or pleasurable in it. You can't marry one. Is there something to that?
You just want me to answer. You know the answer to that, right?
No, tell me. Please
One,
divulge.
men want security. So if we know we got a woman at the house we believe is the one,
Yeah.
and she ain't going nowhere, sometimes you get to a point where you see that woman is totally dependent on you. We can't. She ain't going nowhere,
Right.
and she gonna take everything I
Right.
need. She's doing all those other things. The one that's sexing me, I can't trust her. She may fuck with another dude.
Why?
Or
Why?
I'm gonna tell you the other thing.
Because of her.
We're mad
or-
because we know you done fuck with somebody else.
But so life.
No, she hasn't.
Oh my God.
Even though we're kids.
And
My wife has
the
not had sex with
delusional
anybody but me.
My goodness. Holy
That's
shit.
the bullshit we want to trick our mind and think. That is the bullshit we want to mind and thinking. The only time she had sex with her, those other 5 kids were immaculate
Oh my
conceptions.
God.
She only had sex with me.
Niggas got the game slam fuck up.
That is the bullshit we want. We want that. My mom's term is the Madonna whore.
Right. It is. They want, yeah.
They want that woman that's like a virgin out in the street, but freaking
Right.
in bed.
Right. No, but I don't
or
think you want the freak in the bed when you.
You want to feel at least that if she's freaky, you want to. If we feel that you're only doing this with me,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
But if she loves you and she doesn't, then she's only.
We love that. The problem with for some men is that we take that shit for granted. Our egos kick in and feel like she's not messing with anybody else because she only wants me. No, she's not messing with anybody else because she respects the relationship. Maybe she does only want me.
I think a lot of women. I'm like that. As a sober woman, I to me it's hotter if that's all I'm thinking of, even in my fantasy.
But
Just the
again,
one
that's the thing. A woman, if a woman has a
If she
man that she
loves
likes and she loves, that's the
loves
guy she
sex.
wants.
Right, that's what she's fantasizing
Boom,
about.
boom.
Yeah.
For us, I'm not saying we want to just leave you for somebody else. It's just like we see, man,
It's
fine.
biological.
Then we look at somebody else.
Yeah, you can't even help it. Like
Yeah.
your testicles are aware of the bitch walking by. Your eyes and your testicles are literally aware of a woman walking by before your frontal lobe.
It's like the commercial.
Literally.
It's like the commercial. I could have had a V8.
Fuck. Damn.
You had that drink, you're like, I could have had a V8. It's like, motherfucker, you're not thirsty no more. But like some people say,
Yeah, it's a biological urge. I mean, you guys basically have to like release every 2 to 3 days, or it's a problem. Is that
I don't
true?
know. I think I
That's
don't know.
what
Maybe
said.
it's not like that for me. I don't
What
need
is
it to
it, 7?
define me because
Nigga, if you don't have nut for a month, you're gonna have a problem.
Right.
Right.
That's true. I would say, within at least a couple times a week.
A couple times a week. Right.
And but
Right. You have a biological thing. I'm not implicating
I'm
you.
not. No. I
saying.
got you. I don't. Guys are listening. They'll probably be like, he's full of shit. I love it, but I don't need it like that.
But like, you still, even if you're stranded on an island by alone, you still got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna think about.
Because what happens if you don't? Do your balls like explode and turn blue?
No, I mean, what happens, and I had to learn this when I was young. What happens is eventually you're gonna have a wet dream.
It'll come out.
It's gonna come out.
But who is that?
It feels good, don't it? It's just that you wake up messy.
Like you wake up.
You wake up messy. Like, oh shit, I gotta clean this up, But I know if I
It's like
my signals when I know it's been too long since I wake up with a Woody.
That's excuse me. That's crazy.
And I'm definitely past E if I have a wet dream.
That's amazing. You much work it is for a woman to have an orgasm on her own. Like, can you imagine,
So
ladies?
for a woman, the
wake
orgasm
up
is
and
mental.
boom, it's done. All the work's done for you.
But a woman's orgasm is mental.
Yes, it's very much so.
But if you dreamt about something good you had,
I don't think that. I think there might be some weird anomaly where
not so you never had that.
No. I've had to put a lot of energy and work and dedication to make sure that I'm gonna make myself of it.
Have you ever
Even
faked
with a guy, I have faked it, but I don't anymore. I stopped faking orgasms.
When did you stop doing?
What year? Let me give you a
No,
year.
Okay, yeah. Just tell me what.
What are we? 2021.
That's 2021. So 2020.
I was married.
Married.
So I got married in 2005. So I would say 2005. I stopped orgasm. It's a
and you looked in the face and said, oh.
Yeah, I was actually having an orgasm. Yeah.
Oh, so, well, hold on.
I
You
got
didn't fake
married.
having it. You had one thinking about somebody else.
No.
Oh.
I got married, and my husband legit gave me an orgasm.
Okay. but had you? I'm just have you faked one? You faked one? With
I have not since I was married.
Okay. Oh, since you got married.
Prior to 2005, yes.
Okay. So prior to that,
it
you
was
did. Okay.
every day, not every day. It was a regular.
So who would you fake it for if you weren't married to them?
You would make it because for two reasons. Either you wanted to hurt him, it was horrible, or you really liked the guy and there was no fucking chance he was going to come, so you had to make think that he did a job. Women do that.
Samson,
that's
there's nothing worse than a sympathy net.
But I don't think you guys know. Do you feel like you know when women are faking orgasms?
I think no. I don't think we know because
I don't do either.
There's one thing about guys.
I think I can tell.
I think you could tell if you're in.
You know your wife, so you could tell if your wife was faking, but you were fucking a chick for the first.
Woman, I can tell.
Yeah, but the problem for guys that
because her vagina literally like quivers and
right,
like an action that you can't.
Stomach muscles.
Yeah, you can. You can
They
fake
fake
stomach
all that.
muscles. You can fake everything but the vaginal vibration.
Right.
And then you can still fake it, but you just can't fast as the natural vibration happens.
Right. But I mean, I think the thing is that for guys, we're so we don't even give a shit.
You know, right? You might have a fucking moment. I wonder if she faked that, and they're like, oh, like you know, you don't give a fuck.
It's what we call IDM. I got mine.
Mission accomplished. Oh well. Yeah,
look at you like, you faked it? What? For real? I didn't fake mine. Shit. Or go again. Again. This time you don't fake it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But that guy that has that ego and wants to feel like that he making you come, he make you the only one that's coming. Yeah, he'd be mad if you fake it. He'd be mad.
Oh, well, but why would you do that?
He'd be mad if you tell motherfuckers you fake it.
I wouldn't even know. Oh my God.
You tell the girl, and
I feel like
this is where you're experienced guy, and you know it's when her girlfriend starts snickering. You go back.
I had that happen once. I feel terrible.
Oh, sure, you
Felt terrible. I walked in and then my girlfriend was there, and he was walking. He goes, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey."
Wow.
And we started cracking up laughing. It was just horrible. It was horrible.
Catch
Bad.
it? He caught it.
I saw his face. Poor guy.
Oh,
Whatever.
man.
Yeah.
Did
he
he
was a
cry?
grown man.
He cried.
No, I doubt it.
He cried in the car.
He thought
He gonna cry in the car.
No, I don't cry. It was terrible. I'm a better person now.
So you were mean. You were mean to guys.
I was drunk.
Oh,
So I don't
so
know.
you were mean asshole. You're right.
Kind of an asshole. Yeah.
Oh,
Put that away.
Go there, little dick nigga. I ain't saying nothing.
I was known to break a motherfucker's face every now and then. That's what they used to call it. No.
And she's
Turn
good.
rejection.
And she's good looking too. So it's worse when somebody look.
Yeah.
That shit is like.
This one year I was like I was just working. I remember in DC, and this was in my early 20s. I had like some day dukes back then, big platform heels, crazy looking, and like I didn't have much then. I have more now, of course. But I had it all.
Oh, you were telling me about it.
I had it hanging out. I'm walking, strutting down like M Street in DC, and I turned out of my peripheral. I saw this guy was gaining on me. And he was like, "Excuse me, miss, excuse me," and I kept walking faster, and I walked faster, and so about 3-4 split seconds of that, on his "excuse me, miss," I turned around and said, "Get the fuck out my face." And then he gave me 3 dams. It was like, Dave was like, damn. and then turned around and walked away.
Ain't nothing like that DC holler though. You know,
Yeah, but you know what that is.
Hey, baby girl.
Literally
Baby girl.
holler.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby girl.
I would raise some faces.
Hey, baby girl.
Yeah.
Sweetheart. She's gonna keep on. Man, damn, you old, shorty.
Yeah. Hey, baby girl. You fake that.
Baby girl.
You fake that.
Yo, come in, shorty. Damn.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very open and straightforward in bed, and I feel like I've scared a few.
Scared
people.
some.
Yeah, maybe.
If you scared them,
Maybe.
you should get rid of them. I tell
yeah.
women all,
Yeah, I was.
man, they're scared of them. Then you're well rid of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't
I
fuck with
mean,
no weak
and
nigga.
that's was younger and trying to
Yeah.
figure out what I wanted. Still, I didn't.
Because
know
you'll
that.
have that older woman, baby, you ain't gonna get a man if you're gonna be that. Then all of a sudden you start trying to be too demure, and it's like that's not what you
That doesn't work.
find.
No.
That guy that appreciate. But don't get no little punk dude that you can punk around though. Get out, take your clothes.
No. No. Of course not.
You know, sometimes women will go for that little soft deal.
No,
So
what
that's
for me,
satisfying.
I'm you know, and I can only talk about, my own personal preferences,
Right.
but I like a big guy like yourself. I like a big
Look,
black man. I don't like no little dweeby.
little chihuahua.
No, thank you. And then that's the whole fascination. Then, I would say I'm primarily more submissive than I am dominant. And when I am dominant, fascination is that here is this masculine man,
Right.
a whole
So
whole
you
man
get
that I
down,
can
like, let me do this, dude. Let me show
right.
you.
Like he's so masculine. Like how it wouldn't be as powerful if he was a girly man. Like, of course, you
Because the voice
tell
will
him
get
right. Gross. I need
yeah. Oh, damn, girl.
I need a monster growl.
The dude that'll just be cut. Shit.
We've done a show today. We didn't know what we were gonna do when we walked in here because we didn't have the doctor's expertise, but we managed to do a whole show with absolutely no scientific citations.
Right.
We're talking about inhibitions.
I appreciate no rats. That's one of my inhibitions.
What's that
Remember
mean?
that last one I did? I would talk about rats and all this stuff.
No rats. This show, right?
I came in a little late. I'm like,
pictures of rats. What are we doing here? Yeah, no. Dr. Brian King did some research.
right.
Because
Rats be fucking.
yeah, rats be fucking on sexual research and of course
Without protection.
yeah, there was what Marc is referencing is the Skinner box, which was formed by behavior psychologist
Right.
E.F. Skinner, and that's when you put a mammal or a rodent together in a box and
yeah, they're very reproductive.
give it a button to push, and it pushes the button, gets a pellet of food, or if it pushes the wrong button, gets some kind of negative reinforcements. We had pictures of rats. You don't do so. What's your rat?
That's how y'all want treatment. Make a push a button. And
That would
he
be
does-
so
if he
much
acts-
easier.
Exactly. If he acts nice, he can get some. If not,
Oh my
give him
God.
a-
Guys just trying to crack the code. How to get to the pussy. How do I insert my body into another human? How do I up in there?
It's
That's-
I can pay attention. Let me teach you how to do this, dude.
Yeah.
That's what women want to teach men how to.
You get in the draws. You have to be empathetic with her. We want empathy. That's what we want from men. We don't necessarily want sympathy. I'm sorry to hear that, babe.
Right.
We want, you know what? I remember that one time I went through this, and I imagine that would be the feeling. I'm sorry you're going through that.
Right.
We want to know that you care about what we care about. I'm telling you, up on some game. You want to get the draws. You just listen to her, and she said some shit about vanilla ice cream. Bring that shit up next week. But I thought you said you didn't like vanilla ice cream. She, he remembered what I said. Ooh, he cares about. You pay attention to her, and you empathize with her as best you can. It's a very difficult thing for men, though. Here's the science.
I'm sorry. Stop listening. What'd you say?
Right. It's hard.
What?
Okay, so check this out. Here's the science, guys. Before we end this show, this is a show about sex, comedy, and science. So, Cambridge University did a study. I want to say back in 2013. Quote me. And what they did, the study was on empathy and how we empathize with not only others but ourselves. In other words, can we look at somebody and figure out what maybe they're feeling? Can can we assess what we're feeling, right? That's how you empathize with yourself. And so Cambridge University studied, they took a bunch of monkeys and they hooked them up MRI, functional MRI, and studied their brains while they're performing tasks. For example, opening a peanut. And so we found that, or they found, Cambridge found that when a monkey is not only when he opens the peanut, a certain type of neurons will like, and then when he's observing another monkey opening a peanut, some of the same neurons light up,
right?
Even though he's not performing the task, he's just observing. So he's sort of empathizing. And so what you call those neurons are mirror neurons. That's the nickname, and that's because you're sort of mirroring yourself to the person. And when they studied human brains, they found that females are really good at empathizing. We can look at a baby and be like, it's an uncomfortable, fix his shirt. You know, like that a man might not even notice, not because he's an idiot.
You do that with men,
right?
I know that's not
yeah, like we pick shit, you land off your face and you see shit like that, and so off your head, and so that's just we're really, really good at that. Men, you know, outperform men in that area. And in fact, when you study male brains, not only are we using different strategy, we're using a different part of the brain to process empathy than you guys. In fact, the part of the brain that you guys are using is almost void of mirror neurons. So you have a difficult time empathizing. You do. And I like to bring it back.
We have a difficult time empathizing.
More than we do.
We have a difficult time showing empathy.
You have a difficult time processing empathy, according
maybe it's slow on that.
Yeah, like I have to ask you for your help. You can't just automatically know that I need help.
Well, understand it. You think I need help because I'm a woman?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think there's something to that. Honestly, we're built differently, and so there should be that level of compliment to each other. What we don't bring, you bring to the table. What you don't bring, and there needs to what needs to be mutual is the appreciation for what the other person brings to the table. And,
I appreciate you for not helping me drag this heavy table across the room.
Exactly.
Yes, you don't see me with this table, dragging this table. Why don't you get up and help me? I appreciate you for ignoring my ass.
No. Gentleman is going to open the door. Lady. Gentleman is going to see something lifted and heavier and say, hey, let me help you with that. Even if it was another guy, let me help you out with that. You suppose that's just courtesy. Sometimes just people are oblivious.
There's some women who like you open the door and
self-absorbed,
do things for them, and they go, "You ain't doing it right," or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Y'all already have to inhibit sex later. That's tough. If you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good lesson there. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I put that in mental note, so I'm gonna think about that now, so I can just work on my. Oh, that's too much. Okay.
That's too much. Don't do that. She might. Yeah, no.
Actually,
I can go. Oh, I'm gonna be like. Ugh.
Actually, first time you had a joke, it really things. If you say, we just answer all of them. Say, what? Really?
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
I know that.
In fact, that works. Whatever.
Right.
Meow. That's his whole thing.
Meow.
What?
See, you guys have to actually put the energy into translating them. Meow.
Right.
And remember the milk vanilla ice cream. Ask her about it later.
Exactly.
That's my play. It fucking worked.
It's called listening.
It's called listening.
It's called
if you give a shit about her, you listen. The problem is that you're trying to smash some bitch you really don't give a shit about, and that's why it's meow.
But if you listen, you'll get some good ass.
How do you know good that you get it?
Because she'll be more into you, and there's nothing like a woman that wants to fuck the shit out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Because I'll give this guy a different energy than I'll give this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I like him.
You got. And that's the difference. So,
you know, we all the skills.
What level you want it on? That's
right.
My thing,
right.
You know. So.
This is just getting good. Now we got to wrap the show. What the fuck, Marc?
This is my thing. I need to be teaching. I need to be telling this game. I know.
Yeah. No shit. Me too.
It's true.
Where the money at? Hey, this is another fun one. This is the second time on the show.
I appreciate being on here with Samantha.
Yeah.
You did some great stuff.
Technically. a King-Abrams regular now.
I get you tapped into me. I like being wanted.
Hey, listen, Dr. Brian King, shout out to you. We miss you.
I miss you, Dr. King.
We could have used your expertise on the show. Surely you would have corrected it by now. Surely we have missed out.
Hopefully we didn't.
Shout out to Samson, Crouppen.
Samson.
Marc Howard would be this week. What are you?
I thought I was going to be in Fresno, but that was canceled.
Oh, shit, the Earth's closing down again.
Yeah, somebody got sick, and the person who's producing it got sick. So
wow,
I'm like, so we gonna not do the show because you sick.
Right, one sick. Yeah,
he got
with the Delta, or do we know? Are we not disclosing how sick we are? Which sick?
He said he had COVID, but I don't know if he can say Delta. So
yeah, that's the next one. People, did he get the Delta? I don't know. Right, I got to nosy question.
But soon, something locally in LA.
Yeah. Are you gonna come? Do you have time tonight? No, you can't. You said
I can because I have a emergency with my car to go there and come back. Too much.
Yeah.
So, but next week.
Listen, okay, I would love to see.
Since I'm going with my son.
Because he don't
take it.
I would love you at my stage next week.
Yes.
Speak live on Thursday in NoHo. And listen, go online and follow Marc. Marc
makes me laugh on IG. Marc with no joke on Twitter and Facebook. I do have a TikTok, but my 15-year-old laughs at me.
Okay.
For having a TikTok.
Okay.
She said, I had TikTok app on my phone, wasn't using it. She goes, Dad, you have TikTok? I'm like, what I do? I felt like I felt clown. You know, when you're high school, you're a boy and the girls are laughing at you.
Right.
That's why she made me feel.
I know, every day. This is really
TikTok and
how weird you are.
I got this other one, Reddit.
Yeah. If I try to know anything about it, her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna claim old lady status. I just pay. Eventually, when I need to do all that shit, I'll just get somebody to take care of all that shit. Like I can't keep
right. I'm trying to get to the one where everybody chats together. What's that other one? Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm a retarded person. I went in there and was like, "What the fuck?" And then I logged out.
Right. Y'all talk? Never mind.
I don't. Hey, listen, Marc makes me laugh, and that's a true statement.
Yes.
This was a fun show.
Yes.
I'll take your hand, but there's a plexiglass. Let's do the
pound.
Hey, listen.
I feel like I'm in jail. So. Get me out of here.
Plexiglass. Listen, sexual inhibition, guys, don't do it. Just be honest and open about what you want. You're probably not going to be judged as harshly as you think.
Right.
This has been another case. Oh, before I go, I just want to plug my book, The Complete Player. Born from a Broken Heart. I break up in a very humorous way the brain science behind sex, love, and addiction, and especially namely self-worth. And also Dr. Brian King, who's not here tonight, but who's usually with us every week, wrote his recent book, rather, is called The Art of Taking It Easy, and you can find both our books on Amazon. The Art of Taking It Easy. He wrote a book called The Laughing Cure, which I read and it's very funny. Both our books are funny, right. But we break about science. Book The Laughing Cure explains how you smile first and happy, and sometimes you smile and trick your brain into being happy. And it just talks about how important laughter is to your mental well-being and physical well-being as well. And so The Art of Taking It Easy is available on Amazon, along with my book, The Complete Player, and appreciate your support there. Read the book, buy the book, read the book, write review.
And dude, that's the X. You read the book too. It's about you, motherfucker.
Oh my God. I don't know. Him, but I love him too. Hey,
I'll send this book to my ex.
Oh my God, it's actually a very good book. I mean, it's not about him really. It's more just sort of really what's happening in your brain. I feel like my brain was.
Your experience, I got you.
Yeah, and it's funny, academic.
It's just funny when people are oblivious, so that's why I laugh. So I got told off the day by my ex-wife. She was just telling me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, you just totally skipped out the shit that you. Never mind. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
See? She's not listening to the whole thing.
Hey, this has been a case. Another case of the King-Abrams show. Thanks for joining us. We're out.
Much success.
Straight up, I'm serious.
I totally fucked up that outro.
They end up in